Uveitis, uveitis, retinitis, salpingitis, dermatitis and mumps, meningitis, croup, bruises and bumps, or another case of enteritis and sprue. Lot of it about, what else is new? Think I'll give them all a dose of my pink medicine. Try pink medicine. Why pink medicine? Educated patients always think pink medicine. Drink pink medicine, so all symptoms vanish down the sink. Pink medicine, drink pink medicine, think pink medicine. Sit and take your medicine, drink a dinky medicine, think pink medicine, so.
We're very busy. We can only see real emergencies with an appointment. Yes. Hello, Dr. Shorterdish surgery. Yes, hold on a moment. What?
Go see the doctor.
Well, that depends. What's the trouble?
I've got a headache.
Oh, well, we're very sorry the doctors and the surgery's a bit crowded, really. Yes, well, just hold on a minute. Rashes, coughs, headaches. Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, that's today. You're in luck. Could you go to symptom sorting area number 7, please? Thank you. Yes.
Right, you've all got headache, right? Right, fine. All those of you with pain on one side of the head only, stand up, please. Have you got a headache? Is it on one side of your head only? Then sit down. Right, those standing up who don't feel sick and who don't see flashing lights, sit down. Right, the rest of you standing up, you've got migraine. The treatment is rest in a quiet, dark place. Get down under the chairs and lie down, right? Now then, all those of you with pain over both eyes, stand up, please. Right, I want to see if it gets worse when you lean forward. Lean forward, please. Yes, it does. Right, you two there, you've got sinusitis. Sinusitis, off to the chemist, get some balsam towel over your head and inhale it. And, you've got a head injury, okay? Get down to casualty, get your skull x-rayed. Right. Now then, who had a row with their husband last night? Right, well, you've got tension headaches. The cure is go home, take a Valium and make it up with your husband. If that doesn't work, take 2 Valium. If that doesn't work, call a solicitor. Right. Now, who hasn't got glasses? Ah, well, maybe you should have. Take that down the optician, get your eyes. Okay, who had too much to drink last night? Serves you right, go home. Right. Who has got blurring of vision and staggers to the left? Who's got nausea and giddiness when they stand up? Whose pain gets worse if they touch their cheeks or shave? Who has tenderness of the scalp when they comb their hair? Who is deaf? Who is deaf?
Morning, sister.
Good morning, sir.
Who's that?
That's your new houseman. He started last Friday.
That's all I need.
A really good time. Oh, hello there.
Well, what's your name?
Andrew.
Yes, Andrew.
Yes, Andrew. Andy then.
Andrew what?
Andrew fits snugly.
All right, Fitz-Snugly, let's get on.
Righty-ho.
Now, where's the first patient?
Give up. Where is he? Where have you hidden him, sister?
Bed number 1, Mr. Brown.
Number 1.
One.
Silly me.
Well, Fitz-Snugly, you've been with us for 3 days. Have you found out what's wrong with the patient?
Well, I tried. Well, I asked him, didn't I? And he said he didn't know, didn't you? And the doctors won't tell him what's wrong, will they? I suppose that means he's got something frightfully serious, what? I mean, is he going to pop off at any minute? Am I getting warm?
No, you're not. He's got asthma.
Oh, very good. I say he's very good, isn't he, sister?
Fitz-Snugly, have you listened to the patient's chest?
No.
Why not?
Well, he had his pajamas on.
Why didn't you take them off?
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, sir, but I was away at the varsity match when that lecture was on.
What lecture?
Oh, I'm taking off pajamas and things.
Well, will you listen to the patient's chest?
Righty-ho. No? Can't hear a thing.
Use your stethoscope, you fool.
Oh, isn't that cheating? Right here. Now listen, old chap, I'm just going to listen to your chest with my stethoscope.
That is not a stethoscope. That is a tendon hammer for testing knees.
Oh, silly me. Here we are, right here. Oh. No. Still can't hear a thing. Batteries must be flat.
It's nothing.
Now, right here, I'm just going to look into your eyes with my ophthalmoscope.
That's enough. Come away from the patient. Come and look at Mr. Brown's chest x-rays.
Oh, I say, how positively boring. Couldn't we change over? And there's a really super program on the other side.
From the dawn of civilization, man has been the victim of numerous gastrointestinal complaints. But it is only in the last century, with refined diets becoming the rule in the Western world, that abdominal colic has become a common symptom of mild disorder.
And I'm pleased to announce this year fits amount to 32 pounds, 5 shillings and 3 pence. Thank you. And now back to our chairman, Mrs. Bartholomew.
Thank you, Mrs. Ladies, it gives me great pleasure to announce...
Sorry.
Decorations for the Harvest Festival.
There we are. That's the injection done with. That'll make certain that it doesn't hurt.
Are you sure it won't?
Absolutely certain. Now then, open wide.
Now then, time to get your head down, Mr. Stevens. Good night.
Right, nurse. Where's the chap with the perforated ulcer?
Hello, Doctor. It was me.
What?
It was me what told the nurse I had a perforated ulcer.
But you don't look as though you've had a perforated ulcer.
Well, no, I haven't. It was a ruse.
What?
It was a ruse. I wanted to talk to you privately.
What is it?
Doctor, I was in the army in the war.
Look, you bring me down here at 3 o'clock in the morning to say that you were in the army?
In the war, yes.
Well, so what?
Well, Doctor, they said they put stuff in our tea to stop us wanting women.
That's not what you want. I mean, that's bromide. Well, what of it?
Well, Doctor, when do you think the effects are going to wear off?
Hello, sister. All ready to, fine. Oh, dear, I'm a little bit, no, well, I'm a bit...
Tired?
Early. Well, only a bit, but even so. Where are my,
Charts.
charts, yes, but no, but where are my,
Teeth?
yes, well, I'm glad to see them. No, where are my...
Ah, the X-ray.
No, where's my registrar?
Oh, he's on the
Ward.
way.
Wait, fine. Well, he's a little bit, but he's probably, yes, well, in that case, why don't you and I, and then we can, no, perhaps, because if he might so, we'll wait for him.
Sir, sorry, I'm a bit, I was in the...
Yes, well, you are a bit,
a bit late, yes. Well, no, I got stuck in the canteen. Lift, exactly.
Why didn't you take the...
Well, no, I tried to, but I had to take the...
Stairs.
Cheese and biscuits. Stairs. Who's the...
private patient.
Private.
And the, where's the husband?
He's on the,
Way.
ward. Way, fine.
I'm sorry, I was But you were both a bit, and I have to go and get the,
X-rays.
Blood test.
cheese and biscuits.
Fine. Well, now look, in future, I want all our rounds to be absolutely, because there's no point unless we are absolutely, because otherwise we might all just as well. And I mean by that, all absolutely, not just the X-ray, but every single, is that clear? So, right, in future. Fine. Now, look, it's almost...
who's the,
Private patient.
Oh,
Well, actually, I am a little bit, even so. Yes, so I think we should... good heavens. Looks as if it's going to... no, still, I suppose it's...
Fine. Well, I'll go and, No. I'll stay and, no, you go and, good Lord. Looks as if it's going to,
Rain. Fine.
I hope it's going to stay.
Fine. Shall we start?
Fine. Well, this is our first, well, not our first, of course, but this is Mr. You remember, the 64-year-old man. He's just had the
Heart attack.
chest infection.
Cheese and biscuits.
Fine.
Well, look, why don't we have a look at the...
Drug chart.
No, well, yes, but...
temperature chart?
No, well, yes, but...
sputum.
No, yes...
Chamber
No, well, yes, but... No, well, yes, but... Socks, no, chest.
Fine.
No,
Shall I? No.
I'll do it, yes,
like to,
yes. Look, does he have to? Yes, it's extremely difficult while I'm trying to get him. No, I'm sorry, but he still seems to be... If I'm trying to, I get what I can.
Cheese and biscuits!
Right, have we got a second while they're checking the tapes? Have we, Ken? Yes, we have. Good. Right, if we really have got a second, have we? Yes? Yes, good. I thought I might tell you about the first childbirth I ever attended. Have any of you had a baby? I mean, not since the program started, you know, I mean, just sort of in principle, yeah. Well, this is true. This is, our hospital, St. Nissan's, down the road, 100 yards down the road. They've got a large Italian population there, you know, a population of large Italians, right? Anyway, this was absolutely true. It was my first day on obstetrics, and I just got onto the labour ward, and I was all nervous, you know, with the price tags hanging off the stethoscopes and everything. And this registrar rushed on the ward, and he said, which one of you can speak Italian? And I could. He said, well, come on, quickly. There's this Italian lady called Signora Rosalina, and she's gone into labour, and nobody knows the Italian, for the cervix is fully dilated. Right? Okay, so they rushed me down, and they pushed me into the labour room, and there was this huge Italian lady lying there with her feet up in the stirrups, you know, and oh, dear. Well, anyway, and she was huge. I mean, she's one of the large Italian ladies. She looks like her father was a gigolo and her mother was a Guernsey. You know what I mean? So the registrar said, come on. Now, tell her this is the second stage of labour, and very soon the baby will be here. And I said, questo è il secondo piano di lavoro, è pronto, la bambino vai là. Which unfortunately means, this is the second story of a factory, and very soon your son, she will go there. So she took one look at me and she grabbed the stuff, you know, which fortunately rendered her unconscious, you know, and we were able to sort of push her down into the delivery room. And then it started getting really nerve-wracking because the midwife scrubbed up and gowned. I was very frightened by this. I didn't know the midwife very well. Later on, actually, I got to know her much better, as did the rest of the medical school. And that's another story. And a better one, but I haven't got the slides. Anyway, the registrar said, dear, come on, we're going to put the forceps on her. And I said, questo, I said, touching them. And they were sterile, and they had to go back and be scrubbed up, and it was awful. And anyway, he said, we all started getting very tense, and we started looking down to see when the baby's head was coming down. And we were looking, and the lady said, tell her to push. And I said, tire. Tire is not Italian for push, it's French for pull. You know, the last thing this lady could pull was the head of her unborn baby, you know. They said, come on, tell her to push. And I panicked, and my mind just flew back to those days on a boat train with all the instructions under the windows in 3 languages. And I said, è pericoloso sporgersi, which means it is dangerous to lean out. I mean, this is true. I couldn't believe what I'd said. I mean, look at it from her point of view. She's lying there trying to have a baby. There's an English medical student shouting at her baby in Italian, it is dangerous to lean out, you know? I mean, what's the matter? Somebody nicked the bassinet or something? No one's going to catch it? I don't know. Anyway, eventually the baby was born, and I burst into tears, everyone burst into tears, and the lady was very nice afterwards. She said that for her next delivery, she didn't want an anaesthetic, you know, just subtitles. I've got to go over there. No, I've got to go over there. Right, see you later on. All right, quiet down in the studio now. Medicine and the arts. Good luck, you two. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Caption on camera 1.
Good evening. In the past 42 programs, we've been examining the effect on the English Romantic poets of diseases of the upper and lower intestine. Last week, we studied the works of Wordsworth and saw the impact of constipation on his lyrical poetry, and indeed his plumbing. This week, we move 40 years forward in time to 1859 and 28 feet up the alimentary canal to Tennyson's gallbladder. Professor Harold Levinsky is the lecturer in romantic poetry at the Darlington Chess Clinic. Evening, Professor. Professor Levinsky, how did Tennyson's gallbladder relate to his epic poems?
Well, the output of his epic poetry was very large, whereas by comparison his gallbladder was very small. Contemporary records suggested it would have just covered 4 lines of a normal-sized sonnet.
I see. I believe you've done some research into his epic poetry, the most famous one being The Lady of Shalott.
Yes, indeed. In 1842, he wrote his great poem, Locksley Hall, dedicated to a health farm of that name, and was later admitted to Orpington Hospital, and stayed in the same bed in which Wordsworth had died 9 years previously, though they had changed the sheets since. Twice. And it was here that he first saw staff nurse Elaine Trumps, who married Cedric, Lord Shalott, and fell in love with her. At this time, however, he had quite severe gallbladder disease and a nasty boil on his
Bum.
Yes, bum. And while in this double agony, he wrote the first draft of his poem, The Lady of Shalott, only found in 1915 inside a bottle of a very curious shape.
Thank you, Professor. And it's read for us tonight by Henry Cousteau, lecturer in lyrical poetry at Bow Street Magistrates Court.
On either side I tried to lie, but front and back both made me cry. Both tum and bum were agonized. And so to staff nurse cried I, "Hi, you lady of Shalott. I feel ill, my spirits low. From this dread place I wish to go." "Yes, go you shall," said she, and so she gave me Senocot. At supper there was chicken pie, but my plate was piled high with stuff I couldn't identify. So asked my nurse, and she said, "Why, that? It's chopped shallot." Shallot of what? For I knew not of what a lot 'twas what I got. "Well, all you'll get is what you've got," said she. That's shallot." Oh. But Smithers in bed 23 had his stomach out, and he a shortened bowel had. But she, with 32 feet less than me, ate chicken pie and hammerlot. And when the shades of night were coming, his guts rang out like antique plumbing, as deep and loud as native drumming, and I said, "Blast and damalot." I'll not forget thee, Elaine Trumps, thou and thy dimpled, twinkling rumps. Johnson, bed 11, Mumps, hath called thee Lady of the Lumps, thou Lady of Shalott. And at night, though dark and dank it, my linen foul and almost rank it, you would peer beneath my blanket, sneer and say, "That's Shalott."
Jane Cheesecake is currently appearing as the nurse in a dramatization of E.J. Snofgold's story, The Adventures of Fanshawe of Cashier.
Hello, everybody. Hello, nurse. Where's my first? Cubicle one. Right, fine. Mr. Moriarty, is it? Yes. It says here that your glass eye fell out and you trod on it. Yes. What's the problem there? Sort of feels drafty when the wind blows. Oh, I see. Glass in your foot. Yes, I see glass. Right. Okay, well, I'll send the nurse in to you. Nurse, where's my next patient?
Cubicle 2, the funny one.
Looks the same as all the other cubicles to me. Look, there's a chap in cubicle 1 with bits of his eye in his foot, if you could deal with that. Hello. Mr. John,
Mr. John.
Mr. John, fine. And what's the problem, Mr. John?
I've had a transplant.
Fine, that's no worry. Well, where did they put the kidney? On the right or on the left?
Here.
Don't be silly. Don't put kidneys there.
It's not a kidney transplant.
Uh-huh. And what sort of a transplant is? Oh. That sort of a transplant. Fine. Could I have a proper look at it?
Yeah?
Good Lord.
Hey?
No, fine. It looks absolutely fine. Fine. Well, now you come to mention it, does look a little peculiar.
I think something's gone wrong with it.
Yes, I think you might have something there. Couldn't you just sort of carry something to cover it up? An umbrella, perhaps, or something?
But what am I going to do about this?
Oh, that! Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought that was part of it.
It's plastic.
Yes, I can see it's plastic. I thought that they must have... Well, no, they haven't. And it's stuck, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I see. Well, couldn't you just wait until the batteries run out and then...
Well, they're the long-lasting ones, aren't they?
Oh, I see. Oh, are they the kind that last 4 times as long as ordinary batteries? That's jolly good, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. It certainly, because we'll be here till Sunday morning. Well, couldn't you just sort of pull and well, no, you're probably afraid of damaging the transplant.
Anything wrong here, Fanshawe?
No, sir. Oh, yes, there is. There's patient Mr. John, a transplant patient.
Well, you've been on the kidney unit here for 6 months. What's the problem? That sort of transplant. I didn't realize we did that on the National Health.
Private clinic, sir.
The more private, the better, I'd say. What about the stuck, is it?
Yes, sir.
Well, can't you just pull and...
Well, what about the transplant?
No, I think it should stand up to that.
Right, sir.
It should have stood up to that. Well, I don't know why I couldn't get a decent toupee. Forget the hair transplant.
It looks different on the television, doesn't it?